Hi and welcome to the channel. In this episode, work continues on the 1978 Corvette Pacecar as I endeavour to prepare it for being made legal here on New Zealand roads. I set myself a deadline, I'm wearing jandals, I'm good to go. Stay tuned and find out if I can make it. Okay, so today I am doing a job that needed doing fairly urgently, and that was the hood release. So when I received the car, the hood release wasn't working, and in fact I think the way it's been opened recently was simply by reaching underneath the bonnet here and pulling on the cable to release this side only, because on the right hand side the latch that attaches to the underside of the hood has actually been taken off. So I guess it hasn't been working for a little while, and that's just through wear and tear. It's pretty natural. You can see the old cable here has done its day. So the first thing I've done is just get this working again, just so I can secure the hood. And so I ordered myself a new cable, which I've actually gone ahead and put in place off camera because I got a little excited about doing it before doing the video. But anyway, that's in there mounted. I did spend a bit of time on it, synchronizing the two latches so that when you pull the hood release, it releases both at the same time. And I've pre-tensioned it as much as I can also, so that you're not having to pull the cable more than you have to. So if I was to engage the locks here each side like I was closing the hood, and if I push down on the lever here, mimicking pulling the cable, then you should hear just one click rather than a single two clicks. It should be releasing exactly the same time. So here we go, I'll just push down on the lever here, mimicking pulling the cable, and there you hear one click, not click click. That makes it about as good as it can be. So I'm happy with that. The only thing I need to do now is tie it in. As you can see, it's quite a long cable for what it's actually doing. And those of you who are familiar with these cars will know that they did come, or I think they all came, with a shroud that went over the top of the distributor to protect it, I guess. And this cable would latch to that via this little latch here, so it would sit in here like that. I don't have that shroud, so I am just going to use a cable tie, a mountable cable tie here, and mount it to the bulkhead right here, and that will just pull that cable in like that and keep it tidy and secure and out of the way. So I'm going to do that next, and from there I will need to reinstall the hood latch to the underside of the hood over there, and that will allow the right hand side to once again engage in the latch. So I'll come back to you when I'm doing that. So here's a riv nut tool, M4 riv nut. I am going to try and put a little washer on the back as well, just to try and engage so it grips on the washer rather than the fiberglass. We'll just see how this goes. It's a bit hard, I've got to try and hold it in place at the same time, but I'll see if I can maybe use my chest here. There we go. Work. Well, I missed the washer, so that didn't work. Did it grip onto the fiberglass? Just give it a bit more and see what it does. No, pulled right through. Alright, so that's a fail. I'm just going to resort now to just put a nut and bolt through that hole and be done with it. Okay, so as mentioned, a mountable cable tie, and now I'm just going to secure it with a nut and bolt through the bulkhead here. I guess the riv nuts don't like fiberglass, especially 45-year-old fiberglass, so a nut and bolt it is. Good thing about this is I've got really easy access, so if I even need to replace this later on, it's easy to do. And then I can pull the cable in, tie up through there, and voila, secured hood cable. And job done there. Now I can go on to the hood catch. Okay, so onto the hood latch, which I have here, and which mounts to this point here, and presumably goes something like that. There are some spacers, a couple of nuts and bolts, at least. Down here. So first thing I'm going to do is get a little bit of lube. I've been using this white lithium grease all over the place to try and free things up and get things moving again. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spacer plates. So I'm going to try all 4. I see the other side's got about the same amount on it, but I did notice that one that's still a little bit high on that side, so I'm going to just put all 4 on for now and see how that looks. If need be, I can one out. Just put these through here first. Seems to be the thing to do. Maybe with a washer. Yep, there we go. And then slip the spacers in behind. Do those up enough to engage the hood latch. And it's the big test. Hopefully, we put the hood down and it will release. If it doesn't, I'm in problems. Lithium grease on the catch just to help it release. And I've already done the catches quite a bit, so everything should be nicely lubed again now. So in theory, I can put this down and it will latch on both sides and release, hopefully. So here's the big test. Should be able to put the latch down now. It'll engage both sides, and then hopefully the hood release works as it should. And down, and down. Again, it's a little bit high here. I think I will take some shims out here, but anyway, it's locked in now. Hopefully I can pull the hood release and it will pop up. Look at that. Done. Both sides, hopefully. Whoop whoop. Nice. Done. Excellent. Good job done there. So, as I said, I think I'm going to take some of these shims out of the catch here. They're about, I don't know, 1 millimetre thick. So, I think I can take just about all of them out, to be honest. where is it? Where's the latch? Actually, so the latch is right there. So at that point, it's actually not that bad. I think I can take one out to start with. Then we'll get that down there. Yep, I'm going to take one shim out. See how it looks. Probably the same on this side, I think. Yep, I'm just going to start with one shim on each side and see if that brings it down where it should be. Thankfully they make it pretty simple to do this. Release this one. Should be able to slide a shim out. So here are the shims, total of about 1/4 inch thick there, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to do one at a time and see how that works. See how that looks on this side. Ah, beautiful. Really nice, actually. Nice. I'll do the same with the other side. That should see us where it needs to be. Let's see how we look now. So we're down nicely through here. It's engaged. That's better there, right where that latch is. It's about as low as it needs to go. So I'm happy with that. And again, should be able to. Look at that, it pops up so easily now. I'm pretty happy with that. So there we have it. Hood latch nicely done, and again, it takes very little effort now to. I'm only just pulling that just a little bit, and that just pops straight on up. There we go. Another job ticked off. Here we are back in the shed, just keep it a little bit cooler out of the sun. And the next thing I want to do is just get rid of this under hood insulation. As you can see, it's past its best, and I do have a replacement one to put on. I may not put the new one on right now because I want to tidy up the underside of the hood first probably, but for now I just want to tidy up things up by taking this old one out. So let's see how that goes. I think it's a pretty simple process of pulling these little washers off here. Or not. There. One, two. And one more. There we go. And comes off. So what's it saying underneath here? This will probably mean something to somebody, but not to me. It looks like a signature here. M. Oh, it is. And then this says 4/15/1. Guess that's something to do with the build date. Not sure, but I'll be leaving that on. And so yeah, my intention is to give this underside of the bonnet just a bit of a tidy up, and I'll probably replace this rubber seal going around here, I think, which is looks like it's original. and I assume it's supposed to go all the way down here on both sides, but it's missing from there down. So getting a genuine part here in New Zealand maybe a little bit tricky, or time consuming, or just expensive. So anyway, I'll see what I can find to replace that rubber seal with. I'll take care of that side of things. Well, I thought I'd have a look at the new insulation, under hood insulation that I got from I brought back from the US, and I can see straight away without even opening this packet up that it is the wrong one. And then when I look at the label, it says for years 73 to 75. This of course being a 78, it is different. And I'm a bit disappointed because I'm sure I checked this carefully before I purchased it, that I was getting the right one for this model, or for this year. So I'll have to go back to my eBay purchase and see what I did in fact order. If I ordered the wrong one, then it's on me of course. But if I ordered the right one and got this one instead, then I'll have to see what they can do to take it back. But anywho, I do not have a new underhood insulation to go back in at the moment. I do get some new washers that go on here as well, but can't use them if I don't have the right insulation. Anyway, it'll give me time to get the underside cleaned up and painted while I work out what to do about the replacement. Meantime, I'm going to just do this little job here because it's a nice easy little job and it's fun to do. New rear vision mirror. So hopefully this is the right one. I'll take you in and show you the process. You may have seen during the video the original one is badly deteriorated, so it needs replacing. So this looks like a fairly straightforward process of swapping out, so I think I'll do that now just as a nice little project to get done. Looks about right. It's actually slightly taller than the original, but the same width, so that's fine. And it looks like it's just a screw on. Well, let's have a look. Screw on. I hope I don't have to take it off the actual windscreen itself. Slide on, slide off. Slide on, slide off. Let's have a look. Slide it on. That couldn't be simpler, could it, really? It goes on. And, well, nice new mirror. So, that's the one I'm taking off. Hopefully you can see that. As I say, it's just all the backing's deteriorated. And now I've got a nice new one I can actually see out of. Alright, well, that was probably the easiest job I'm going to have, I think, to do. I have to say, a couple of jobs I have done this car so far, they've been really easy. You know, I think I'm going to enjoy working on this car because they do make it pretty easy for you. Right, I guess I'm looking for another job now. Let's see if I can get out of here. She's a bit of a squeeze. Right, now electric door locks seem to be working, but they're not actually engaging the lock, so another little job I'm going to have to do. Alright, so on to another fun little job. As you can see, the original tail lights are pretty dull and they are quite cracked as well. 1, 2, yeah, 3 of them are cracks out of the 4, so I think it's time to replace those and put some nice new ones on. So up here I've got some new lenses. So I think I'm going to switch those out real quick, and that'll give me a chance to test all the bulbs and so forth and connections, and make sure they're all functioning properly. So they're going to look fantastic in there. So let's get that job done. What have we got here? Just a simple little twist connection, like so. Bulb's dusty, dirty, but that's all. So you can see the difference, right? It's going to look nice. But I might just clean those bulbs up while I've got these apart, and I'll clean out the housing while I'm there. Looks like a bit of overspray from when it was painted. No big deal. This is how you replace them, by taking the whole unit out. Obviously there's no access on these Pacecars from the inside. The hatch, the glass is a fixed glass, not a hatch. I think the hatch came a year or two later. So all access is from the outside. The new unit. A little bit of a twist, I guess. Protection off. Goes up that way. And screws back in. Doesn't really get much easier than that, does it? Simple job makes a huge difference though. Look at that. So much nicer than that. Okay, on to the next one. I did have my wife help me check all the tail lights previously. I believe they are working, though she did say one was a bit dim, so I'll just check all the connections. It might be just a bad earth or something. I'll just get them all swapped out first with the new lenses, and then see how bright they are or dull they are. New lens. So nice to be able to get new parts, reproduction parts. Like that. There's a difference you can see. So that's well worth doing, isn't it? Beautiful. Alright, that's the other two. That one is really dirty. Wow, that's got some serious silver paint on it. So yeah, I'm just gonna get a little Scotch pad here and take the old paint off, because that's one that might have been dull, and I wouldn't be surprised because it's got a lot of paint on it. I'll clean up all the contacts while I'm here. That's better. In the hole. So these blenders, there is another thing I picked up on our recent trip to the US. I knew I wanted to replace these, so I was sure to bring some back with me. what difference they make. Overall look. Just brings the car back up a little bit. Again, another dirty bulb, so take it out, clean it up. I must have taken the lenses out when it got painted. They must have got taken out. And they left the bulbs just sitting there in the holder, I guess. And they just got a little overspray on them as they're sitting there. That sure does make your bulb a lot duller, that's for sure. Last. Look at that. Beautiful. Great job. It's another step to bringing the old girl back. Alright, well, that's the end of another episode. Another couple of jobs ticked off. Be sure to check out the next episode for what's coming up next.